What is up, everybody? It is Mr. M, and I'm back again with another collection video. CD collection video. I've got about 10 or 11 or something CDs like that. This first one I got is An Unending Pathway by Atriarch. This is a kind of gloomy, doomy type of band from the Pacific Northwest of the United States, I believe. This is their most recent record, although they're putting out a new record in August or September, I believe, which I'm pretty stoked for. Next up is Antennas to Hell by Slipknot. This is a 2-disc edition. First one is a greatest hits record from everything from their self-titled up to All Hope Is Gone. And then the second CD is them headlining it's a live CD of them headlining the Download Festival in 2009. There's never much to say about a greatest hits record just because it's always their singles. Although some greatest hits there are new songs, but there isn't on that one. Next up is Apology by Weekend Nachos, a band that I never really got into all that much. This one was the only CD that I really liked by them, and they ended up breaking up, I believe, shortly before or after this record was put out, which sucks for the people that like them, but I was kind of indifferent to it. Next is a record and a band that I really don't care for, Archangel by Soulfly. It's just a band that I've never really gotten into all that much. I had the deluxe version of it, which includes 3 extra songs on the CD. That it includes a DVD of their set from Hellfest in France in 2014. And I did watch the DVD. It's nothing really too special, but if you like Soulfly, it's a cool thing to have. Next up is Around the World and Back by State Champs. This is a pop punk band from New York, somewhere in New York. This record itself is pretty good. I'm not normally into pop punk all that much, but this band, both their records, this one being their most recent, have been really impressive. And they released a deluxe version of that CD earlier this year, but I didn't get it, and I don't know if I will. Next up is Circle Takes the Square with As the Roots Undo, I believe it's called. It comes in this really cool digipack. It opens like that, and then the CD booklet is right here. And I got this from my older brother a couple of years ago, and this is a band that is very difficult to find. There's the back of it. It's very hard to find any physical versions of any of their music. I believe that nothing they've ever done was pressed onto vinyl. And the physical versions, I believe you can only get used, like off of eBay or Amazon. There isn't really anything on them, and you can barely find them in any digital retailers. Like, they're not on iTunes. I don't think they're on Amazon. But they're a hardcore punk crossover kind of thing with some definite influences from bands like La Dispute and stuff like that. It's not a bad record, or a bad band. It's just really difficult to find any of their music. Next up is a record that's definitely going to be on my year-end list near the top, Atonement by Emulation. Emulation is a band that continues to impress. They have not put out anything that I think would be disappointing, and they just keep putting out killer records after killer records. And this one is the deluxe version, which comes with a re-recording of the song Emulation, which I believe was on their first or second record. Next up is Don Broco with Automatic. These guys are a pop rock band from the United Kingdom, which is something that I definitely don't usually care for. But these guys are an exception, just like State Champs. And these guys have been making waves even before this record was released. They can pretty much play any size crowd they want in the United Kingdom, which is where they're from. And then I saw them when they were opening for State Champs on their headlining tour earlier this year, and they did not disappoint. Next up is the Faceless with Autotheism. The Faceless's most recent record, which came out 5 years ago in 2012. And I think they need to put out a new record. I think everyone that's a fan of this band says they need to put out a record. Their most technical stuff to date, it's more towards the technical death metal side of things as opposed to their first record or their second record, where it was more deathcore influenced. And then this next record is a fucking disappointment. Avril Lavigne's self-titled 5th record came out in 2013, and this was a follow-up to Goodbye Lullaby, which came out in 2011, and this could not top that. You got the songs like Here's to Never Growing Up, which was the first single off the record, which was a throwback to, the video especially was a throwback to her early days. And then there was songs that had Chad Kroeger did guest vocals on a song, Marilyn Manson did guest vocals on a song, and then you had Hello Kitty, which is an EDM wreck that I didn't think anyone really saw coming. And then all the rest of the songs, like Rock and Roll and Hush Hush and a couple other songs, they just aren't able to live up to anything that she had done on her previous records. And this last one I got is Awesome as Fuck by Green Day, their second official live record that they put out in 2011 after they had toured on 21st Century Breakdown. It's a CD and a DVD. Unlike the previous live record that they had put out, there's more songs on both the DVD and the CD, but there's also less songs of the current record. Because the last record that they had put out, the last live record that they had put out, they were touring on American Idiot, and half of the songs, I believe it was 7 out of 14, were from American Idiot. And on this one, there's, out of the 17 on the CD, 17 songs on the CD, there's only 5 that were off of 21st Century Breakdown, which is the record that they were touring on. But then you got the live DVD, and they played 7 songs off of 21st Century Breakdown. And they also played a new song as well called Cigarettes and Valentines, which ended up on the CD, and then they put the music video on the DVD as well. That's going to be it for this collection video. Thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, thanks for liking, and I'll see you in my next video. Peace.